I'll go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for us being gathered here today. I thank you for having another opportunity to just dig deeper into mind, body, and soul, and to just eliminate weight. And I ask that you just touch those that want to join and just have them to come on and hop on with us. I ask that you touch each and every one that is here right now. I ask that you open our hearts and our minds to get an understanding of whatever you're trying to get us to hear on today, just throughout this whole journey, Lord Jesus. And I just thank you for those that are here tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Yes, girl. So good. All right, guys. So we are jumping into it. So I'm going to do this just for the recording. If you guys have no idea who I am, my name is Rachel Wiggum, and I get the opportunity to be one of your main hosts for this event, this 28-day challenge. We did give you guys the opportunity last week to go shopping, to get your questions answered, all of that. And so now you should be ready to jump on in and hit the ground running. Hopefully you watched it is a movie, the documentary, same thing. Um, that was your homework, and we will talk about it here in a little bit because it's so profound that we want to hear what people in the room thought and the new revelations, because there are a few people on here that have done this several times, and so it's going to be very intriguing to learn what stood out on this time of watching the documentary. So I have been this is I don't even know what time this is for me to do the 28-day challenge. No idea, to be honest with you guys. I have no clue, but I know I've done it a couple times and maybe fourth. Yeah, it might be fourth time. And it's just been a transformation each time, and just realizing it's almost like habitual, like it's necessary, like it's something that you need to do to keep on your mind about how important you are, how where your mind really is. Like is really important. And so I'm just excited that you decided to go on this journey. I live about 15 minutes from downtown St. Louis, Missouri, on the Illinois side. I have four children. I have an 18-year-old who is a sophomore in college. I have a 7-year-old boy named Zayden, a 5-year-old boy named Zaire, and then I have a 3-year-old baby girl named Zoe who may pop in here. You just don't know. She may pop up in here, so just be prepared for that. And then I've been married to my husband for 10 years, which is insane. We've been together for almost 17. So that's been a blessing. And I will tell you guys, if you have um, family members or spouses that are super duper picky, my husband did do this challenge, and he's done it every single time that I've done it, and it's been life changing for him. So be loud, because you have the opportunity to impact the other people in your life. And so don't hesitate to talk about what you're experiencing, the things that you're learning, because you never know who you're going to impact along the journey. I am going to take a moment and play. We're going to play a lot of things tonight, but I'm going to play this because I think that it's beneficial for you to meet the person who created the program. And we will have her on live eventually throughout these 4 weeks. We'll have her on one of the weeks so that you're able to experience her live in action, because that is special to experience her live in action. Had the honor of meeting her maybe like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, about 2 years ago. And it's been a blessing having her contribution to my life, all the things that she's contributed and all of that. So I'm going to bring it up so that you're able to meet the creator of this 28-day challenge, and then we will jump into some questions and talk about the video and all of that. And so as you guys have comments, questions, all of that, I would love for you guys to share that in the comments. Even things that she's saying that are standing out to you. Let's just make this interactive and fun as we are embarking on this journey together. Don't panic. Don't panic. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
And at 5 years old, you don't understand. Actually stem from a 9-week program. You're getting ready to eliminate some weight. This is not a diet plan that you're getting ready to go on. And if somebody didn't tell you, I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm telling you now. This is not a diet. Rachel tried to pretty much said it. You're getting ready to eliminate some weight, all right. You're getting ready to eliminate some weight. Mind, body, and soul. Because what I do know is where your mind goes, your body and your life can't not help but to follow. So with that, let's go ahead and get our pens and paper out. If you got your journal, there's places in there you can take notes in your journal already. If you don't have a journal, you don't hold up, Lanisa, I ain't get a journal. Don't panic. Don't panic. You're going to be all right. Just get a pen and a piece of paper, and you too, yes, you too, can follow along. All right, let's go ahead and let me get my script here. My script. Let's go from there. All right. Everyone see my screen? We good? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so you are about to embark upon. Okay. You are about to embark on a journey that actually stemmed from a 9-week program that God gave to me back in 2012. Now, I didn't tell you how I got there, and so I think I need to just pause for a second and kind of let you hear my story. See, guys, years ago, and you know what, I'm gonna stop sharing because I think someone needs to, let me just exit this for a second. I'm just gonna stop sharing for 2 seconds so you can actually see me saying this. Guys, when I was 5 years old, just to jump right to it, I'm gonna do some high level stuff and then I'm gonna go where God tells me to go. At 5 years old, I was purposely burned by my stepfather's 19-year-old nephew who poured a hot skillet of grease on the right side of my body. Now, I almost died, and at 5 years old, you don't understand what that means. All I knew, my skin was messed up, I'm scarred and everything. And back in the day, and I don't know if you all do PE now, but we used to have to do PE back in the day, the kids used to make fun of me. And I was a little skinny person, you know, not the cutest little thing. And people used to call me little boy. And then when I got older, yeah, even my stepfather told me I act like a little boy and I look like a boy. So I had very low self-esteem. And so I remember going to my mom one day and just asking her, Mom, why did God make me so ugly? I mean, Mom, I can't even talk. And see, many of you don't even know that. I have a speech impediment. I stutter. When we came back from the States, I had dyslexia, so I can't really read my words. Sometimes they go all over. But my mom refused to hear any of that. She said, I'm not labeling my child. Baby, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you that even though you ain't pretty on the outside, you can be pretty on the inside. So I'm just going to pour everything into you. And that's what she did. See, my mama had her PhD in education, so she was going to make sure her baby girl knew how to learn. All right. She had her real estate license. She had her construction license, owned her own construction company, owned a restaurant, and did a little Amway on the side. Do y'all hear that? My mom was a born hustler, and she raised me to be the same way. But here comes the problem. See, on February the 11th, I was with my mom at 8 p.m. By February the 12th, my mom had passed at the early age of 56 years young. Guys, I started this whole presentation telling you that I was 55, feeling like I'm 25. And that was my mother. So you can imagine how that set up in my spirit. Like, God, are you kidding me? You took away the one thing that validated me, the one thing that told me that I was somebody. So I'm going to tell you, when my mom passed, not only was I mad at God, I then went on to prove to the world even more that I belong. And see, here's the problem with that. When you start trying to prove that you belong, you then become a people pleaser. And when you try to people please, then they don't please you back. Then you find something to comfort you. So I found myself in the same situation. And see, at that time, I'm mad at God. I'm mad at life. My mama's gone. And I'm like, God, what happened? What is wrong? And I'll never forget him saying this. Baby girl, your mama was very proactive when it came to her career, but very reactive when it came to her health. And you're growing up just like her. I need you to stop doing all that you've been doing. And I need you to come to me. So guys, this is the program. And now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got the one. Make sure I got the right one.
Here's how I went from a broke barista at Starbucks to a multi-millionaire day trader. And this isn't about chasing the next hot stock or hot...
Go back to sharing my screen. Beginning. All right. So back to sharing my screen in regards to the Bella Body program. The Bella Body program, when God gave me this, he said, Lanisa, I need you to put down these worldly tools like dieting, like exercising, and I need you to pick up a spiritual tool. And the tool he put in my hand, guys, was the Bible. And he took me to Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 to 23. And I would implore you to write that down right now, because this is the whole premise of this 28 days, creating a body that represents your mind, body, and soul. So for 28 days, if you don't know Galatians 5, verses 22 to 23, it's the fruits of the spirits, and there are 9 of them. And for 9 weeks, God had me just truly meditating on each one of them. And I tell you, over those 9 weeks, I don't tell you this to brag, but I do tell you this to inspire you. Over those 9 weeks, I lost over 52 plus pounds. Now, I said lost. I changed that vocabulary real quick after I lost it. I said, no, Lanisa, you didn't lose nothing. See, anything you lose, you want to find. No, I have eliminated 52 plus pounds, and you sitting here, me right here at 55, and I'm in the best shape that I've ever been in my life. And so this is the Bella Body program. But I had a lot of people say, Lanisa, it's not quick enough. I need to know it now. I don't want to go through 9 weeks. So hence the 28 days to creating a beautiful body. It is just an excerpt, a mini program pulled from the 9-week program of the Bella Body. Now, why do we need this? Why is there a need for any type of program out there? Well, you all know, according to the CDC, all of the United States, guys, all have more than 20% of adult Americans are obese. We see it out here. I mean, the pandemic really shedded light on individuals that weren't healthy. Now, with that being said, when you understand that you're not healthy, you want to know what's the facts. What's it look like if I'm not healthy? Well, more than 1/3 of the U.S. adults, which are approximately 19.7 as well as children, are all obese. And what is that doing to us? Well, if you would just lose a little weight, it would decrease your risk in the top 4 killers. And we've all seen this, which are heart disease, cancers, strokes, and diabetes. It may not be something that you're suffering from, but I guarantee you, you know someone who has fallen to these number 4 killers. But this is what got me. And this is what I knew I had to slow down and get Lanisa right. See, there's a study out there that shows that every extra pound of weight you carry, you lose about a month off of your life. Obese people will lose 8 to 10 years unnecessarily. So the question that I want to ask you tonight, are you adding years to your life or are you subtracting them? And I'm going to sit there and let you answer that. Well, there are so many newspapers and news magazines that are telling us we got problems and we need to fix them. And matter of fact, it's not just in the United States. Guys, this is a worldwide problem. But this is where I get excited. It is preventable. It is preventable. And many of you have already found out a piece of why it's preventable. If you have been invited by an It Works distributor to this 28-day journey, I would tell you right now, you better hug them. I'm just gonna let you know. Go ahead and send them a hug through virtual or do what. Go on and text them right now because, guys, the program that you have just you are just being privileged to, and that you will be privileged to over the next 28 days. Oh no, this is not something we typically pair with our It Works program. But I'm going to tell you why this kind of happened in just a second. But who knows It Works, guys? If you don't know It Works, you should. We've been in business over 22 years, so our products work. If you don't believe it, oh, trust me, I know they work because see, back in 2012, Lanisa was a product of this product. Yeah, Lanisa was a product of this product, and you're going to hear more about that. But if you're taking the It Works products, congratulations, because you understood that you didn't what? You don't have to sit in silence and suffer. No, when you understand that there's someone out there that has already proven that things work, you just said, hey, let me get it and allow it to work for me. So you already know that. But here is where we decided to step our game up just a little bit more. See, what did I say? It's not just about the diet, and it's not just about the exercise sometimes. See, it's totally about a total transformation. And guys, I want to now walk you into the 90-80-20-10 rule because it is going to transform your total mind, body, and soul. And I know you're like, the 90-80-20-10 rule, what you talking about? Well, let's go on and jump right on in it. All right, go ahead. And if you've got a piece of paper, follow me. Now, the first thing that I want you to do, if you see the beautiful lips up top, them beautiful lips, I want you to put 10%, and that is speaking. And I'm going to follow me with this analogy. Let's say there were 100 people in a room, and 10 of them out of the 100 said, oh, I want to go lose weight. Well, guess what? Those 10% that spoke it would have a better chance of speaking it, and because they spoke it, would have a better chance of achieving that goal than the 90%. You want to understand why? What do we all know? Words have what? Life. Our words have life. So if you're one of those people that speak it, great, because that's what most people do. Most people start at speaking it. I want to lose weight and I'm going to do this. All right. Then where do most people go? They go to the 20%. That body. And if you can see down the side of it, the body is what? Exercise. How many of you decided, even during New Year's resolution or just now get ready to go into the fall, ooh, I need to lose some of this weight. You all said you're going to go to the weight immediately, the gym. And I see many of my clients do that. They'll run to that gym and they start putting on that weight and they're lifting it and they're doing a little cardio. And about week 3, they realize, wait, the scale has not moved. And by week 4, they look down and they say, wait, I've only lost 2 pounds, or wait, I done gained 5 pounds. Hold up, I'm not doing this no more. So most people at this point will tap out. Is that you? Are you that person? Have you ever tapped out once you spoke it and then you went to exercise and you tried it for a month and a half and the scale was not budging? Don't feel bad, because that's when most people give up. And let me give you a little secret. The reason you didn't see the scale change, if you don't understand what exercise really is about, you probably went in the gym and you raised your muscle mass, and muscle weighs more than fat. So you weren't really putting on extra weight. Actually, you were building your body the way you needed to, but because you didn't know what was going on, you tapped out. But now let's look at the 80%. Now, I love it when people make it to the 80% because that's your mind. And I know somebody just said, oh, she messed up. She messed up my first time. She put her mind down. It's not right. Oh, no, I'm right. See, you may not know you have two minds in your body, but let's talk about it. As I talked about earlier, I am a holistic health practitioner as well as a certified juice therapist. And one of the things that I had to do was go through some studying to get my certifications. And with that, when I really got down in the minutia and understood that we had another brain and why I was reacting the way I was reacting, I said, Lord, thank you. I know you made these bodies wise, and now I understand what I need to do so it can speak my language. It can't tell me what to do. See, what you all may not know is that your gut has a brain on its own, and they have something in there called microbiomes. And I always call them your good buddies or your bad buddies. And many of you, because of your diet or whatever stress or whatever your lifestyle, you've got some bad microbiomes in your body. Yeah, most of us, and we don't even realize, most of us are bacteria, and we got all them pesticides and all them parasites and everything in us. So we know we have them in us. Don't you want the right ones? Well, because why? It influences your neurotransmitters, your stress, your mood, your behavior. And when your gut mind is not right, it sends it to your what? Your brain. And then your brain says what? Oh, something ain't right. So that's when it influences your weight gain, your bowel movements, your nutrients delivery, and your microbiome balance. Well, over these next 28 days, our goal is to clean out all those bad gut buddies and put in some new ones. And we do that by nutrition. Yes, so we're going to talk about that today and over the next 28 days. Now, let's keep moving. What is the 90%? Guys, this is what makes the Bella Body program the Body Body program. See, we can give you diets. We can give you exercise. It works. Everybody in the world, I don't know who's out there, but how many of you people have tried a diet? How many of you have tried an exercise and it worked? But then you found yourself doing what? Putting the pounds on and taking them off, putting them on and taking them off. It's like a yo-yo. See, that's where I was back in 2012. And I kept yo-yoing. And finally, God said, baby, put down those worldly tools and pick up that spiritual tool.
This holiday season, your favorite Paleo Valley's apple cider vinegar complex is 50% off. Here are
Coffee, tea, if it triggers you because of the caffeine, don't do it. I'm going to say that again. If coffee and tea triggers you because of the caffeine, don't do it. Because remember those microbiomes that I talked about, those bad gut buddies? See, when you start adding all the stuff that you're adding to the coffee and your teas, them microbiomes love it. And they're not going anywhere. And if it can cause you what? To want to crave sugar. It can cause you to what? To want to just a lot of different things and want some salt, some sweet. So if coffee and tea triggers you, don't do it. Okay, I always have to say that 3 or 4 times because I always get that answer. All right, so when should you be eating? You need to eat every 2 to 3 hours on this plan. Never skip a meal, especially breakfast. I'm going to say that again. Eating every 2 to 3 hours. Never skip a meal, especially breakfast. Now, prior to breakfast, what should you be doing? Prior to breakfast, I want you to wake your body up. Remember, we all water, right? We're all water. So wake it up. Feed it what it is. What it's asking you for, which is water. Drink at least 16 ounces of water upon waking up. And then I want you to take 8 to 12 ounces of a detox drink. Now, what detox drink? You figure it out. I leave that up to you, but dude, it works. Have powerful things that you can use to detox. Yeah, one of the power hydrates. You can use the skinny hydrate. You can use it's whatever you want. But can you utilize other things? You can. Here are some recipes. All at the end of the day, all I want you doing is making sure you what? Waking your body up with water, and after that, doing a detox drink. Now, here is our plan. This is what everybody's probably been waiting on. How does this work? Well, remember, we're eating every 2 to 3 hours. So let's look at breakfast. For breakfast, what can you do? Here are the suggestions. You can either do a power protein shake. It's a power protein shake. So in this power protein shake, you're going to have this It Works superfood shake plus the super greens plus the power protein. And if you have a TFX, if you have a Thermal Fight X, and if you don't have this, if you're not with It Works, please ask somebody about it because this right here helps with your metabolism. So I'm just putting a sidebar out there. Thermophyte X and or your Slimmers, okay? So that's one option. Or you can do a It Works Superfood Shake with just your Thermophyte X and a Slimmer. Those are your 2 choices. Now, Lanisa, I don't have It Works pack. That's fine. What am I telling you to do? Just do a protein shake. Do a protein shake. Now, what are you drinking? 16 ounces of water. You can also have your skinny or keto coffee, but remember, if it's a trigger for you, hey. And if you have the Slimming Gummies, this is the time that you'll take them, okay? Now, note, if you're a person that wants to do a hard cleanse right in the beginning, we do have our what, and I love it, our It Works cleanse. And man, when I joined this, I was like, man, this is one of the best cleanse that is really gentle. So this would be day one of you taking your It Works cleanse, all right? Now, what would you take mid-morning? Mid-morning, because we're doing every 2 hours, is your It Works Skinny Brew, your It Works Skinny or Power Hydrate, or a snack from the approved fruit list, okay? And you'll see that in a minute. And you're drinking what? Water. Feel free to add the It Works Hydrate to that, Hydrate Plus, okay? Now, let's keep moving. Lunch, what are we doing? Power Protein Shake with It Works. We've got our what? Superfood Shake again. We've got our Power Protein, and we've got our Thermofite X. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're doing Thermofite X, that's your last time you need to take it. If you take it later, you all know what may happen. You're going to be up all night. So make that your last time. Or you may say, I don't want that protein shake. I want what? You can have 3 cups of cooked or raw vegetables from the list of approved foods, okay, with your Thermofite X. Now you can also take your Slimming Gummies as well as drink your what? Your water. So this is breakfast, mid-morning, and lunch. Now let's keep moving on. How do we do it? Keep moving. Afternoon. Afternoon snack is really like mid-morning snack. You have your choices of drinks, or you can get something from the approved list. You have your water, and you have your Slimming Gummies. Now for dinner, this is where it gets interesting. And it gets interesting because I have to repeat this 50 times because some people don't hear it. 3 ounces of protein. I'm going to say that again. 3 ounces of protein. And I know you're going to freak out because it's not what we're typically used to. Guys, most of us, and you will learn throughout these next 28 days, most of our issue that we have, mind, body, and soul, may not be because of us. It may be from the hormones that we're getting from something else that makes us act the way that we act. So until you get an understanding, don't balk of why you need to just eat 3 ounces. Because many of you may be like, I don't want no ounces after some of the things I know, and I'm just going to leave it there. So 3 ounces, yes, 3 ounces. Measure it, yes, please. All right, 2 cups of cooked or raw vegetables from the list approved. 1 serving of your It Works what? Because somebody may need some stressless gummies on this one right now. You drink your water, and note on day 1 or 2 of drinking your bottle of your It Works cleanse. All right, so that's dinner. Now, here is the reward meal of week. Do you get a reward? Yes. See, I told you this is not about a diet. We don't do diets over here. Never will, never have, and never will. Why? Because diets have end dates. We are about a lifestyle change, mind, body, and soul. Where your mind goes, what? Your body and your life cannot help to happen. And so guess what? You better have some balance. You better reward yourself. Guys, I eat. Trust me, people that have been around me, some people that know me, go on and put in the chat, y'all. Y'all done seen Lanisa eat. But it's how I eat. So do you want to allot yourself a reward meal? Yeah, go ahead. However, reward meal, not day. Reward meal, not day. And here's the funny thing. On this journey, sometimes you don't even want to give yourself a reward meal. But I'm going to encourage you to, and you'll know what I mean later on throughout the journey. However, don't forget about your 16 ounces of water. You still got to drink the water with the meal. And you ready? This is giving me the shout. You can do that meal free. Well, we have fat fighters. If you don't have the It Works fat fighters, which help you eliminate some of those carbs? Are you kidding me? Come on now, you might want to get those. All right, so that's the meal plan. Now, what are your approved proteins? Here they are. Self-explanatory. And I know somebody just said, oh, this looks easy. I can get all this. Your approved vegetables? Yeah. See, it's not as hard as you think it is. It's just what? Changing a mindset. Your approved fruits and seasonings and condiments. Now, when I say seasoning and condiments, I mean just that. Y'all, just because you're eating right don't mean you got to eat bland. I was raised by a mom from the South. So we ate everything from the what do I used to say, from the rooter to the tutor. I mean, from all of it, we ate it all. And she seasoned that stuff good. But should we season everything we season? Probably not. But still, should we season? Absolutely. So please, even though you're going on a journey, don't eat bland. Have fun. Get in the kitchen. And we're going to talk about that too.
I wouldn't have taken 5 caffeine pills every day, but like everyone around me, I was consuming the same amount, but it was in. All
right, so that is the nutritional part of the program. Now let's look at the exercise part. And I know you're like, oh my God, Lisa, I ain't been in no gym lately. Great, you ain't got to go in no gym. I don't want you to be in no gym. I'm not trying to make you go in the gym, even though I'm loving the gym at 55 right now. If you're not watching my journey, you need to be watching my journey becoming a 10. But I tell you, exercise, what it does, it just frees you. It detoxes you. So are you going to be doing a little bit? Yeah, over the 28 days. Now, the first week, no strength training. No, and as you can see, I don't want you doing anything. But will you be doing some walking? Yeah. So what do I want you doing? I want you to walk 4 times a week, 4 times a week, 4 times a week, 1 mile. 1 mile each time. Now, what is your goal? Your goal is to do the mile in 15 minutes. To complete the mile in 15 minutes. So you work up to completing that. You're going to do it 4 times. Now, would I prefer you to be outside doing that? Yes, I would. I know many people like jumping on those treadmills and anything, but this part is about your time with God, allowing him to what? Speak to that soul, speak to you, and allow that spirit and soul to align together. So if you can do it outside, I would encourage that to happen. So how many times you're going to do it? You're going to do it, what, 4 times a week? Your second week, now we're starting with some strength training. Now, how many times are you going to do it per week? 1 time per week. And you're going to complete 4 sets of that one on that week, resting 2 minutes between sets. And we'll explain that in just a minute. Now, you're going to now be doing what? 2 mile walks, not 1, but 2 mile walks. You're going to do it 3 times a week. So you're walking, you're still doing 4 days of exercise, but now you're walking 3 days a week and you're doing 1 day of what? Strength training. And as you can see, the rest is self-explanatory. Now, what does the strength training look like? Guys, this is so easy. No gym is required, no training required, and no equipment required. As you can see, you're going to be doing strength training number 1 out the gate. Now, with strength training number 1, you're going to be doing 4 sets of these. In between sets, you're going to rest for 2 minutes between each set. So what are you going to be doing? 15 squats, 15-second planks, 15 crunches, 10 jumping jacks, 10 lunges, 25-second wall sits, 10 sit-ups, 10 butt kicks, and 5 push-ups. Guys, it's not anything you've never heard of. And if you feel like you need instructions, it's in your workbook for all of them. But here comes the 90%. This is the part that I get excited about, because this is the part that I can do nothing, but he can. And so every week, first thing you're going to do is something called rap. Yeah, we want you rapping. All right. Now, you'll also be watching a movie. You will be watching a movie. And I tell you, so go ahead, write this down, take screenshots. You should be watching this starting tonight. What the Health. Now, once you watch What the Health, you're going to have a place to be able to take some notes. You're going to be able to take some notes. And when you take the notes, you're going to see different things. And here's just a quote. Now, here is the process through the week. So you're going to watch a movie once a week. Then you're going to have in your journal where it says 4 people that you have to pray for. See, remember I talked about speaking, the 10%? Oh, yeah. See, words have life. And because you're on a journey to heal you, well, the blessing is to be a blessing. And why don't you concentrate on healing someone else? So each week, We're going to pray. You're going to identify 4 people. No, you don't have to call them and tell them that you're praying for them. But you're going to identify 4 people and you're going to pray for them. You're going to send up a prayer, whatever that prayer is, and you're going to concentrate that whole week on those 4 people. And what I always find, and which is so fun, you'll probably have that person will call you and say, you don't believe this and this. And you'll be like, yeah, I do. I've been praying for you. So each week you will have to identify 4 people that you can pray for and be a blessing to.
I'm so excited to be sharing my experience with Botox Cosmetic, my crow's feet, my 11s, and my forehead.
And you ready? Day by day, to be able to do that, you have to allow God to fill your cup. And this is where the journaling comes in. Every day you will receive a scripture, okay? They're different each day. And each day you will then what? You will then apply the scripture in creating your own belly body. What is this doing for my beautiful body? And you're going to write that down. Now it says what? Don't forget to send praise and gratitude to your 4 focus for your 4 people that you're focusing on. Now at night, what will you be doing? You're going to do meditation. You're going to list out 5 things that you're grateful for. And then under that, you're going to also write down, today were the following goals that help you meet to create your belly body. And this is what you were able to accomplish. So I went for these goals and this is what I was able to do. And then as you can see right under it, that's when you also have what? What are your goals for tomorrow? Once you do that, you need to drift off and you need to repeat your affirmation, which is, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. Now I'm going to pause. Guys, this is the most critical part of the whole program. All the other stuff, I mean, y'all seen all that other stuff. You've been through other diets. You've been through other exercise. Come on. Yeah. And some of them worked. And some didn't. But why didn't? It's because it's a mindset. It's a mindset. And the only person that can change a mindset is our Father. So this is the most critical part of this 28 days. It's you journaling. It's you spending time with Him. So 7 days a week, you'll be doing that. You'll have your journaling. And you know what, guys? Does it work? Oh, yeah. See, we have people like
Sorry, guys, pulling it back up. Sorry, thought it was over. 1 second.
about it? No, there are receipts that are out there that show that these things work. So week 2, what will you be doing? You'll have another movie to look at. All right? Be fun. You'll be journaling and as well. Will you have 7 days? You're going to have 7 days again to go through your journal. Week 3, you're going to have another movie. As we see, you're going to be writing about that movie. You're going to be picking those 4 people again. 7 days of journaling. 4th week, 7 things, same thing. As you can see, it's just a repeat. And by 28 days, you've done it. And I'm going to tell you, will you have improvement in 4 areas of your life? Oh, I know you will. Personally, financially, spiritually, and socially. Why? See, over these next 28 days, it's not about what you can do. It's about what He can do through you. He can do everything. You can do everything through Him who gives you the strength. Yes, through Him that gives you the strength. And you don't believe me, I want to keep showing you testimonials, guys. Here's another person that's been on the journey, Bree. And these individuals are right here, and you're going to hear from them in just a second. So if you take this and get loud, oh yeah, remember we still.
All right, so we will stop right there. I am excited, you guys. Hopefully, that information sets you up to fully understand what it is that you're doing, what you got yourself into. But we are going to start with, we're going to do testimonials today from people who did the 28-day challenge previously, but we're also going to talk about the movie. Now, I know the movie is your homework for this week, so if you didn't watch it, that's okay. But I know that some of you guys did watch it, and so we're going to talk about your revelations from the movie, and then we'll do some testimonials, and we'll get out of here for this week. So, who watched the movie or documentary, and what was the most profound thing that you learned from that? Go ahead and just unmute and jump on in.
I watched it and I felt so bad. First of all, it made North Carolina look bad because I stay in North Carolina. And I hate to say that. I don't live on the farms. I didn't produce the pork, y'all. It ain't on me, but I live in North Carolina and it made us look bad. But just realizing, especially how they put those farms around our communities, our people, black and brown skin, like it's sad. But then it's like, what else can you do? And as much as they want to live and be healthy, they've been exposed to all this stuff and it's killing them, but we still eating it. We're still eating it and don't even realize the outside things that are happening that's still killing our people because we're the biggest consumers of it. Yeah, so that really got me. And another thing was it's something I knew just because I see it all the time, like doctors, how they're basically just spokespersons for all these prescriptions. They don't really know what's going on, but the vendor comes in and say, hey, it does this, that, and the third. The doctor is not really doing their research. They're not really doing their research. They're just repeating what the vendor said to them. Okay. And they do that all the time in the OR. I see it all the time. And they getting a little, side money on the side just for using the product. So it's really just a benefit to put extra money in their pockets, regardless of the side effects it may give to their patients.
Yeah, so me and Keisha, we accountability partners. So she sent me.
Hey y'all. So for me, it was all of that, but also the different, like the heart. My bad, Brittany. I'm gonna be quick. But cause for me, so like when I'm a diabetic, and just to hear the things that's posted on their site, and then it's literally written on there. My son had to speak with a nutritionist, and some of the things that she recommended for him were some of the things that they said as well. And it's just like, why? I worked in a pharmacy, and like you said, it's like they want you on these things so that you can continuously be addicted to the meds of wanting to pop all these pills and say, well, it's going to work for you and it'll make you feel better. And in the long run, you're still continuously on the different drugs that they find, or they'll switch you to one just to put you on another one. So it was just an eye opener, especially for the different associations to post the things that they know that you shouldn't have, but still puts it on there anyway.
Yeah, that was one of the things for me, Tamika. It was that, but it was to see the sponsors for all of those organizations were sponsorships from people who create things that you shouldn't be ingesting at all, but really if you have those type of ailments. So I was like, dang, that is just crazy. Like, man, like he said, it would be just like the lung association accepting kickbacks from the tobacco industry. Like, it was just crazy. Man, that was a big thing for me. And even what Keisha was saying about the farms and how they put them in, Hispanic and Black areas. Also, when he went to speak with the man, he got so mad, like so like riled up. And it was like, I'm not trying to argue with you, but you're trying to pick an argument with me. And it's like, well, I'm not gonna talk to you about that, because nobody wants to talk about curing things. They only want to talk about treating the symptoms so that they can, like, I tell my customers all the time, like, yes, we love the doctors, but you're their residual income. If you haven't like noticed that, your residual income to them. So they're not looking to cure anything, because if they cure it, they're not gonna have a patient. So like, you're literally residual income. So they're not talking to cure anything, just manage your symptoms. And then another thing, how you were talking about, they don't research the medication, but they also, the doctors, like, they also fought having to, have 7 hours of nutritional training in a year. That's 7 hours in a year. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, you're saying that you don't have enough time to complete 7 hours of nutritional training in a whole year. It just like blew my mind.
So the parts that stuck out to me was that whole pus in the dairy and the how much pus is okay. That's disgusting. And I had seen this before, but I forgot. Like, I was like totally like turned all the way off from any form of dairy. And I'm a cheese person. I don't drink milk, but I do like cheese. But I'm gonna have to rethink that, because that's gross. So that right there was like one of the things that stood out the most to me, along with the athlete, the NFL player, who was talking about, I've been eating dead animals to be strong, or something along those lines, about putting, dead animals in our bodies. And it just made me think about that, like, like he was just saying, like, how much he could lift after he went vegan. And it's because you're putting plants and like things that are living in your body now. So it's just like the oxymoron of, eating dead animals to be stronger, or, the pus to be stronger, because, like, milk does a body good, and talking about like all the people who had hip fractures who had drank all this milk. So it's really not doing anything. That stuck out. And then the guy who was talking, the big other thing was the guy who was talking about like the institutional racism through food. And just kind of what you all had kind of already touched on, just how, what they're telling us to eat, knowing that it's going to hurt us, is terrible. So those are probably my top 3. I'll give somebody else a chance to speak, but it's always eye-opening.
Yeah, I was thinking of some of the things as well, especially with the cheese, because I'm a big cheese eater as well. I have been cutting it out a few, but it says that the cheese is coagulated cow pus, basically. So it was like that had popped out to me, and then I guess the casein in the cow milk is like super, super high. It's like 26 grams. And then in our human milk, it's like 2.7 grams. So we don't even need that much. So we don't even need that milk anyway. That was something that had popped out to me. And then also, I think Utika just hit on a little bit of it about how plants make the protein. So that's really all we need. So the animals are eating the plants, and we're basically getting recycled protein from that. So that right there was like, dang, I could just eat they telling me I need this because the meat is my protein. In all actuality, the plants are my protein. So that was a few things that popped out to me. And then at the beginning, where they were talking about how dairy is linked to autoimmune disease. So it messes with people. If they already have an immune deficiency, then drinking milk is going to make it even worse. I had wrote down like the percentages that it was in like Asians and blacks and whites and stuff as well. But like that was very big to me, because they promote drinking milk for our children's bones and like different things like that. I think a lot of people already hit on that too as well. But it's like, it's actually good to be what is it, lactose intolerant, because you don't even really need that in your body anyway.
I could chime in right quick, just on the whole dairy concept. This is probably my 3rd time going through the 28 days, and it's always eye opening, because you always find a new space that you hadn't really looked at. But dairy has always been a problem for us and my family, and so we've always been trying to kind of remove it from our from our diet. If you guys don't know, I'm mainly plant-based. My husband in March will be 25 years he stopped eating meat. And my son is 19 and he's never had meat. And so we've always had a very conscious eating, you know, environment for the last 25 years. And as the last 10 years, we tightened it up. But it's always interested me with the dairy part because we're the only mammal. I love this concept. We're the only mammal that gives our young another mammal's milk. Nowhere in the animal kingdom, you don't see cows feeding pigs. You don't see monkeys feeding, you know, zebras in the wild. We have been so, you know, brainwashed to believe what the medical environment and the health environment has told us. And you see 90, probably 100% of us, especially in the Black community, are lactose intolerant because our body is like, this is not your milk. This doesn't make sense. Like we can't break this down. And so we stay with mucus, we stay with different ailments and issues where we go, it tastes good. I'm telling you, I've been doing it. You can find alternatives. It won't be the same, but until you change your mindset, and once that clicks, you remember. The way I cook now is out of memory, and so I try to go back to, like tonight. I made mac and cheese. It was all plant-based, and trust me, there's nothing left but old elbows around the pan. Okay, my son and my husband cleaned the pan. And so I'm just encouraging you as you guys go through this process, stay open. Be mindful, tap into somebody to give you some different resources on what to eat, because you're going to be quite disturbed as we go deeper in this. I'm just here to tell you, you're going to be like, okay, so now what do I eat? Should I even go to the grocery store? So that's my 2 cents.
Hi, everybody. This is my second time going through this. And I just want to thank Amor for opening up my eyes to the chicken. I am a chicken eater, and after I seen this video, I've had a very hard time eating chicken or any type of meat. And another thing that was an eye opener for me was the different sponsors, because a lot of the things that, like the Pop Tarts and the chips and all the different things that they mentioned, a lot of that stuff my son eats. So it was just a big eye opener. We've changed a lot of our eating habits after watching that. And like I said, the chicken thing it just put a bad taste in my mouth.
So I watched the movie also, and I was disgusted with everything after I watched it. Like every piece of food that I seen just disgusts me. I don't know what it is, but it was a complete eye opener to see how many diseases and disabilities and ailments are linked towards the food that we eat and the food that we should not be eating, to the point where I made my 14-year-old kid watch the movie so she can realize why we're about to make some real big changes in this house, because I won't be buying some of these things anymore. And my kids are already lactose intolerant, so we kind of don't drink milk, and I don't drink milk anymore because I have endometriosis. And I went to a herbalist. It was an Asian herbalist lady, and that was one of the top things that she told me that I needed to stop was dairy. And so I haven't drank milk, or I don't eat cheese unless I'm eating pizza, which is very rare. But I guess I'm just mind blown by everything that's linked together, and the fact that so many people know that this is causing all of this, and nobody is doing anything about it. So I really commend you all for doing this and opening up the eyes to everybody to know that this is what's going on. Because when we can do better, then we can teach our kids to do better, and we can teach our family members to do better, and we can teach our friends to do better. Because I had no idea. And then the fact that the doctors don't get trained on anything pertaining to nutrition
yet they have to make recommendations is insane to me. So I'm just disgusted to the point where I don't want to eat anything.
Anybody else? That y'all, this changed my life. Like, I remember going through this program because I did the 28 days before I did the 9 week, and we will give you guys the opportunity to do the 9 week, maybe closer to summer. But the 28-day challenge made me question everything I knew about health and wellness. Like, it made me so grateful for the It Works product. So that's one thing. It was like, oh yeah, I got that right. So praise God. Like, I was grateful for that. But then it made me question everything else I knew about life. And thank God just for the Holy Spirit. Like, I stopped eating certain stuff years ago, but I was still eating a lot of stuff. And because a lot of the foods are very easy to give your kids to make meals, it was a lot of what my children consumed. And so it was not nerve-wracking, but disturbing. It was disturbing, is what it was. And going through it again, it's still disturbing, and it's just how easily you get sucked back into it if you don't keep it at the forefront of your mind or if you don't make it absolute, right? So there's things that I just will not eat, period. It's almost like you have to go there. And that's crazy. But you have to do that, because if not, you'll forget how easily we forget, and you'll go back with if it's not at the forefront of your mind. Miss Patricia said, my husband has changed his thoughts about canned versus fresh. Yes. Oh, that is so good. Yes. And have him watch the movies with you. It'll change everything. Amor said, the training here in the States for the medical field is insane. It's all about money. That's facts. And that's in every department, which is really sad, y'all. Like, every department. And I'm not saying that they're not educated and that they're not helpful. They are helpful, but there's limitations to their help. And so I think that programs like these make us informed so that we can have informed conversations. Because even when I was pregnant, one thing I loved about the It Works products is that I could go in there, well, first of all, dealing with people who were naturally minded. So if you don't have a naturally minded doctor, I highly suggest you switch. Like, start asking questions, go find you a naturally minded doctor, because they're willing to have the conversation. They've looked up stuff themselves. Like, it's a whole different conversations, whether it's for your kids or it's for you or whatever, your parents, whoever, if you're a caretaker. Like, I highly suggest you move into that naturally minded setting after watching these things. And there will be red flags, right? So there are things that a doctor will say, and then to be like, oh, I'll finish this appointment out, but I can't come back to you because you can't be over my health. Because when you see somebody in a white jacket, you listen differently, right? When they have that, it's almost like a code of authority. That's unfortunate, but it is. It's a code of authority, and so you will automatically listen to what they're saying, and you'll even argue down people like myself or like your It Works distributor because your doctor said, and your doctor is incorrect. Like, it's crazy. So here they are. They're giving you the knowledge that they were given through a book, when that might not be the best knowledge for you. And I'm gonna end with this because this was such a profound moment for me, and I'm just so grateful for my doctor. So I promise you, you pray about it and you switch, because I had to switch. God will show you the right person for you. So normal blood pressure is like 120 over 80, right? That's normal blood pressure. If you go into the doctor right now, they take your blood pressure, it's 120 over 80, they're gonna be like, oh, your blood pressure is great, right? So my normal blood pressure is like 106 over 68. Kid you not. It's been like that my entire life. I've always had low blood pressure. So it's a norm for me. My doctor knows this. Like, she knows that I have a low blood pressure. It's just my norm. So for a few months, my blood pressure was elevated. It was like 120 over 76 and 124 over 80. And I was like, something is wrong. Like, my body is tripping. But I went into my appointment and it was back down low, praise God, because juicing and all the products, I don't know what was going on in my life. So thank God for that. But she said to me, your blood pressure has been high. If someone else would have saw this, which I had saw somebody else, and I was telling them it was high, they said they're going by the book. They're going by numbers. They're not going by you. And I was like, oh, I got the best doctor in the world because she gets it. Like, you don't tell me my blood pressure is normal at 120 over 80, and it's high. Like, my blood pressure is high. Like, that's dangerous for me because it's not my norm, right? And so it's the same thing for you. You need to find somebody, and I don't know who that's for today because we do not talk about doctors, but you need to find somebody who's going to be naturally minded and worry about you and what your body needs and what you need to be healthy, opposed to what the status quo is or what is not biblically, but textbook correct. Okay. Because textbook correct is not necessarily correct for you. So I'm excited about week 1. Make sure you guys have your journals. I am looking for actually having a conversation with Lenny C here in just a moment so I can get the PDF, or if you guys do not have the book, my plan is to get the PDF tonight, hopefully. So I will get that to you guys as soon as I get it. And I am super excited. I am covering you guys this week, that you would be drawn to your journal. Put this by your nightstand, that you would be drawn to share us pictures in the Perks member group. Like, go in there, drop us a picture of your lunch, drop us a picture of your smoothie time, whatever. Like, we want to see and we want to celebrate you along the journey, and we want to be support. If you would like an accountability partner, please put a 1 in the comments. And if you put a 1 in the comments if you want an accountability partner. Let's just say that I do not. Put a 1 in the comments, and if you see a 1, comment on that person so that you guys can connect and exchange numbers on here before I close this out. So go ahead. So you guys see. So Shawana, go ahead and send. Well, I'll do it for you guys. How about that? Shawana and Sarah, go ahead and I'm gonna end the recording. So bye. We'll see you guys next.